Hello, welcome to the stream. You are very prompt and on time. How's things? I have not looked at Palingrid at all today. So let's see what I can make of it. I mean, I have looked at it, but I've not looked at the actual letters. I've just been doing other things to do with cross-device accounts, which is much less interesting than actually playing the game, which I suppose is a good sign. I think that's what L's. Let's try like mills, maybe? Can I get bills? Maybe till is better because then I have lit backwards as well. Apparently, is lim a word? Is that what it said? No, mill, like that is. Right then. Maybe there's another one. Maybe like bill. Same deal. That's definitely a bit worse. Yeah, okay. Bill. Also worse. Sip. We do have a few S's, so maybe if I do something like this actually instead of ILL. SL is not a bad shout, but like. I'm trying to think of something that's a palindrome. I think it's the name of the game. Slats milk is stout. It's not a thing. Stems, and then we've at least got nets, I guess. I don't love that. Oh, let's check the leaderboard actually, what I think. Okay, sheds _1. Is this the leaderboard guy? If it is, that's fun and slightly surprising. Hold on, I'm just going to check my emails because I emailed the leaderboard guy today to ask him a couple of questions. Abby, you're doing fantastically on the leaderboard, by the way. And also, where's Mum? What's happening? Did she not play today? What is going on? You did a great job. Top of the leaderboard. Nice one. So you're the one to beat today. Not great. I feel like I can do better than this. Okay. Stabs is a good one, I think, because that's got bats in the other direction as well. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. There are a lot of generous S's. That's why I've got them all set up in the corners. H is a bit of a hard one. It's difficult to go the other direction. Straz. Stars. Oh, yeah, that might help. Well, let's put stars up here, actually. Stirs better? Definitely not. Shims. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I can't figure out if this is like a default username of somebody. But this is not the default username that would come up. So this makes me think that the leaderboard guy's playing my game because this is how he signs his emails. He's pretty great, by the way. If anybody else is watching that this might be relevant to, would recommend. It's a pretty new service, I think, but I'm definitely enjoying specifically how responsive he is. It's quite impressive, actually. Having a bee over here might be better, so I'm just going to shift this. Is hams better than hymns? No, it's the same. I could do hymns like... I might do that down there, actually. Don't know if it'll be good, but... maybe here. Actually, no. That's kind of rubbish. It's a fun word, but it's not great for this. This is an appropriate word for today. Melt. Yes, and if I can do hilt here, let's have like an AIA there, which I don't love though. I think anything else is not going to really work for me, so let's do that. Is B-E-I-R a word? I wish it was. Is hilt a word? No, but that's okay. Is better? I think it's the same. Okay. Oh yeah, because these three lines, actually all except for the middle line so far are like symmetrical across along this axis even. That's interesting. Okay. How about like lols, but like just lolling about kind of lols, which is how I've spent my entire day in my attempts not to melt. Except for the brief period of time where I went to the library because it had aircon. Silly. I like that as a word to put across here. We're getting there. We're getting there. Shiny. Right. What's the top score? 50. Okay, so if I got to get 2 more, that's not too bad. I think that's achievable in the next 2. If I put this here, I get met. Do I not already have a met? I do not, so that's 1. Here I get slammed, so that would immediately get me up to the top level. And do I get anything else fun? I think no. Slam and lamb, okay. Nice. Hell yeah. Did I get anything from that O? No, I don't like that O is not doing anything. That's a useful letter, I think. What's this L doing here? Not loads. Does that help? Apparently yes, very much so. Why? How did that help? Oh, from this. Okay. I get tell is apparently a word. I feel like it's just an abbreviation for like telephone, but okay. Tell and let and L and tell. What does L mean? E-L-L. Tell me, oh search engines. Just looking up on my other screen. It is it can mean a former English unit of length, really, equal to about 45 inches for cloth. About 1.14 meters. How random. It could also mean an elbow in pipe or conduit, which I feel like is just like plumber speak for. They just didn't want to say elbow, so they just called it an L because it looked like an L. Or an extension at right angles to the length of a building. Well, there you go. what do you mean? Okay, I guess. You guess what? I guess go to that. Yeah. Okay, sure. I didn't know that would work, but that's fine by me. Great. Pretty pleased with that. I mean, feel free to continue to try and foil me if you have the time and you want to. If not, though, I think it is time to go back to our rotate button, which is exciting. I have all these things open from earlier. I'm hoping that nothing is going to go sideways. Yeah, I just need to moisturize my hands actually. It's really dry. I feel like I've just been... Weirdly enough, I feel like just like regular normal water dries out my hands. And I feel like today I have spent my day in one of two states, which is either way too hot because it's like, was it like 35 degrees today? Or was it yesterday? It's been 35 degrees in our flat today, which is wild and horrible, even with all the fans on and everything and all the windows open. Anyway, so I've either been way too hot or I've been trying to cool off by just sort of dampening myself down. So I've either been hot or wet, which is a horrible combination and I do not enjoy. Anyway, but because of that, I feel really dry. That's a bit better. Okay. Anyway, so because I've been working on something in the same sort of area, on the same screen, on the more boring stuff that I'm doing off of stream, I don't want this to diverge too much from the other streams, so from where I am elsewhere. So I've just sort of merged all my changes in. I think I've done it successfully. I don't think there are going to be any issues. Fingers crossed. But yes, I hope this is all good. Oh, Abby, given that you were there for a lot of the rotate icon shenanigans, but basically all of the rotate icon shenanigans last time, I have slightly edited the rotate button, and I would like your opinion on it. I can show you the difference between them in a minute if you want. If you're not too busy lurking, it is here. I'll zoom out a little bit, you can get this small view as well. I think it's a bit more like... Is this the one that I actually... Hold on. I think it's this one. No, wait. I might be wrong. Or is it this one? This one! That's the one. There we go. Yeah, I can relate. This one is the one that looks a bit more like consistent with the other icon. What do you reckon? So, as you wish, this one is the one that we made last stream. It seems kind of spindly in comparison to this icon and like the text around it and stuff. Maybe not in comparison to that, but definitely in comparison to this icon. Versus this. What do you think? Yay! Okay, great. Fantastical. In which case, we have an icon, and I'm going to delete the old one because I don't want random files around that I don't need. Can remove that, yes, because I'm not using it anymore, despite that's protestations. Let's rename this. Fantastic. Yes, I didn't do too much fudging around with it after the last stream, but just enough that I was like, I think this may be better, so I thought I'd keep it around the old version just in case, but I'm pretty pleased with this. I think it fits quite nicely in terms of thickness. Is this the right colour? I'm just going to check that, because it looks a bit paler than this one, but I might be imagining things. Where is it? Yeah. I'm imagining things, it's all fine. Okay. The last time, let's play the game. Let's get a quick recap. We had, let's just put some random things in here. We successfully rotated the grid. Great. Okay. Now we need to make it look all cool and also stop any issues from happening while the rotation is going on. I reckon that we start by doing the animation. So we're going to use a fun thing called tweens. Tweens are so called because programmers are silly, and tweens are called tweens because they move one value between the start and an end value. I'm not joking, that is literally why they are called tweens. It's basically like a move this thing from here to here over this time period, and it just sort of does it automatically. Godot has a really strong support for tweens, which is nice. Previously, when I was using Unity, you had to bring in a whole extra thing to handle tweens nicely. So we're going to use them, I think. So I reckon that, so what we're doing currently is we've got oh Jesus, sorry, my glasses are being very uncomfortable. So we're just sort of insta moving one tile from one cell to another cell. So I think that's probably still a good idea, but for the fun effect, I reckon it would be worth sort of getting the difference between the source cell and the target cell, or like the difference between the tile's position on the source and target cells, and then instead of keeping it on that tile, on that cell, and then tweening it to the position and then reparenting the tile to the new cell, I reckon we'd redo the reparent and we sort of minus the difference. So then the change has already happened and it's just the visuals that are taking a while to catch up. I think I like that more, because like if something goes wrong, then the tiles have in fact rotated as like the players should expect them to have, and it's just that the visual effect is taking a bit to catch up. I think that makes sense. Okay, so let me see. So fortunately, I think we're on Godot 4.7. Yes, we are. And 4.7 actually introduced something which allows us to do a fun offset thing. So let me see. Not you. For the sake of experimentation, can I click on that? No, I can't because there's something in the way. Here we are. Let's just make this editable for a second, and then in here I want to instantiate a child scene, and I want to instantiate a new tile. This is just going to be A. So let's say I want to rotate this. Do I want to put that there? No, I think I want to put it here to be a bit more obvious. Okay, so here. So this one goes to this tile over here. So if the rotation happens, then what is this? This is tile 10. Make this one editable as well. Put this over here. Okay, so then I can do offset transform. Yes, so the transform is like the position, scale, and rotation of a thing. In this case, because it's UI, it's 2D, so you've only got X and Y values. So this is an offset, it's visual only. Yep, that is correct. And we're gonna do, well, where is this? This is That's interesting. So I want it sort of relative to, like, all the way up here even, actually. The first row is at, where is the position? It's positioned at 0, 0, according to, like, relative to this container. And then this cell is also positioned at 0, 0, I would assume. Yes, position 0, 0. But we didn't want that one, we wanted this one. This one's position is 110, 0. Okay. And then this row is presumably 110, 0, 110, yep. And then this one's position is 440, 0. Okay, so we want to move it 330 backwards and 110 up. Okay, it's slightly counterintuitively. Y is 0 at the top and gets bigger as you go down. At least in Godot and in controls. This is not always the case, but in this case it is. Okay, so here, this child is still parented to this, but it's over here. Okay. Obviously we don't want to have to go and check all of these things manually ourselves every time we want to do a rotation, because that, you know, not really doable to manually check everything for every single rotation. Because it could be anywhere really. I think it'd be nice, it'd be like a bunch of different calculations, it would just be a lot of data, so I feel like just grabbing the previous position relative to the container would be better. Now, is there a nice way of doing this, basically, is my question. I don't know, so we're going to find out. Okay, I don't need this anymore, so... Godot, get control position relative to. Is there some kind of get position relative to? Maybe for canvas items, because that's also like all canvas items, because they Node 2Ds are also canvas items. They should all sort of work in terms of 2D positioning in a similar-ish way. This is all about drawing nodes, which I don't need. That's interesting. I actually wonder if there might be a better way of doing this. I need to just reset that. So currently, with it centered in this box, relative to the center container, what position is it at? Well, that's kind of random. So 2, 2. Okay, I guess because there's like a little boundary or something. Alright. But then it looks a little bit offset. Might just be a visual thing, I'm not sure. Because I know you can do, like, instead of this thing, this add tile, or like add tile in here goes and does like a reparent. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you could say keep the global transform, which basically means like don't actually move yourself, functionally speaking. So it might go weird with containers, so maybe that wouldn't actually work. You know what? I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna try some stuff and see what shakes out again. So I'm gonna declare a new variable. I'm gonna call it the rotate tween, and it is of type tween. Okay. And before I forget, right at the top of this rotate thing, I'm actually going to say if we already have a if the rotate tween is not null, null being the nothing value in most programming languages, not Python, confusingly, because that's quite a common language, but it's none in Python. It means the same thing. So if we have a rotate tween, is basically what if rotate tween is not null means, and if rotate tween is valid, which means that it's still in progress, we're just going to return from this function and not do anything else, because in this case rotate tween is in the middle of doing a previous rotation, and when we're doing a previous rotation we don't want to do anything else. There's more logic that we need to do around this, like we don't want to allow people to start like dragging things around, but in the grand scheme of things this will do okay. Okay, let me see. So I reckon let's just start building the tween down here. So after we've removed all the previous tiles. Is that what I want to do? No. I want to do it further up here. And we've got a tile to sell index map. I'm going to make a new similar map. Whoops, I didn't do that. Tile to original position map, maybe? We'll see. And then just how which bit works. Let's store the global position, actually. I think that'll be a bit neater. So I'm not going to store it relative to anything else. I'm going to store it globally, which is relative to the screen. So not cell, we're going to do cell.slot tile. So that's for this tile, we're going to do cell. Oh yeah, you have to tell computers to not do things and to do things. And if you do it, like, even if, like, right now, I've just got like a cell dot, the computer cannot do anything to this. Computers are like astonishingly stupid. Like, way more than you'd think. It's like crying now because it's just like, I don't know what to do with this. You got a dot at the end. Computers are way stupider than people think they are. Cell.slot tile dot. Can we get global position? Yes. I'm actually going to change this slightly. I'm going to rename that to original global position map. Okay. And after we've added the tiles, I'm going to just make some space here, and then I'm going to make sure that rotate tween is brand new tween. So we're going to create tween. So that's what I mean by Godot having really good tween support. Is it just like embedded within the Godot systems has a create tween function. And what we're going to do here is we're going to say rotate tween dot set parallel. So that means everything after this is going to be parallel to each other. So I'm going to add a bunch of different like tween things that should all run simultaneously because I've said set parallel. If I didn't, they would run one after the other. So then we've got this target cell and we've got the tile. So I'm going to grab, after it's been added here, the tile should have its new position, hopefully. So I'm going to say tween dot, rotate tween dot tween property. And the object we're tweeting it on, the writer has these very nice and useful suggestions. Not suggestions, but they explain what the properties of this method should be. So the object we're tweening is the tile, the property is its position. Unpleasantly, Godot does use strings there. I don't love it, I'm not gonna lie. And then the final value is we want it to just be what the current position that it's in. And let's make it take 1 second for good measure. We actually don't want to change position, we want to change the offset position. This offset transform thing. If I go here and right click copy property class. Thank you. It is very unpleasant. I do not love that Godot uses so many strings in so many places. So this will tween the offset transport position to be the same as tiled position. Although actually, if it's an offset, we just want the offset to be 0. So vector 2, which is just a combination of two numbers in x and y. It doesn't have to be x and y, it could be anything you like really, but most situations it's x and y. I'm going to say dot 0, which is just a nice way of not having to write out like a new vector 2 with 0 and 0 value. It has it already embedded in here. So if we want to set the offset position to eventually be 0 over the course of 1 second, we need to set the offset transform position to be something that isn't 0. So I also need to set tile dot, can I do offset? Apparently not. Do I not have the type of tile? I apparently don't. Can I fix that? Can I do dictionary of tile and int? Oh, drop tile is the type. How do I declare a dictionary with types? 1 second. Godot is weird about this in the exact way that you want to do it. Is it with angle brackets? I bet it is. It is with angle brackets. I should be able to predict that because that's how C# does it as well. Why are you crying at me? I don't know. Why are you crying at me? This is... Oh, this is C#. Oh, that's why. We're on the C# page. I didn't want the C# page. I wanted the normal one. There we go. Let's go to here. How do I declare a dictionary with types, please? Can I declare a dictionary with types? Yes, I can. Oh, it is angle brackets. So what are you complaining about? It's not angle brackets, it's square brackets, which is what I used first. What are you complaining about? Oh! I've put this in the wrong place. There we go. So here I'm saying I'm declaring a variable called tile-to-cell-index-map. And it is of type dictionary with a mapping of drop tile to int, which is just a round number. And this equals a brand new dictionary that doesn't have anything in it. And for good measure, we might as well do this. I'm going to just copy this and paste it here. This is not the same, but we're going to change it. So tile to original global position map dictionary drop tile to vector 2. Great. Okay. So now you should be able to use our autocomplete suggestions here. So tile dot offset. There we go. Offset transform enabled equals true. Grand. And then the offset is we want the current global position minus the original global position. Let's just do all in one line. It might be a bit long, but it's not as easy to follow, but it should be okay. I have faith in everybody watching this video that it should be fine. Offset transform position is, and we want the current one, so tile dot position global position minus the original position. So let's get the tile to original global position map, and as we did last time, we're getting going to use the tile just like we have up. Where is it? Here we have tile to cell index map tile. This means get me the value that is mapped to the tile. Very similar here, and theoretically that should work. And then I have for good measure, you don't have to do this. I think if you just leave it, it will just play by itself, but I'm going to do that just for niceness. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. I should delete this and tidy up where I was experimenting with things. Turn off editable children there, and here and here. Yeah. Save. Okay. Right. Moment of truth. Put some stuff in the grid. Reject. Well, that didn't work, did it? Why not? What happens if I don't actually do the tweening here? What happens if I just set the offset position? I think what should happen in this case is that it should, theoretically, just leave the tile positioned where, or like, it should look like it's in the same position as before we press the button. So let's just do this and press. Well, that didn't work, and in fact we have some errors. So what's going on? Tween started with no tweeners. Okay, well, yes, I don't care about that, but I'm getting in the way. That's all fine. Oops. No, I didn't want to click on Blender. I hope I didn't. Oh no, there it is. Okay, give me a second. I actually opened it twice, even worse. Go away. Thank you. I'm gonna actually go and, so we've got our local scene here, which is what you see in the editor, but we've also, because we're in the middle of playing the game, got a remote scene, which just means that this is what is in the game currently. So I'm gonna go and have an investigation and see what's going on. We'll work down through the hierarchy. Actually, cell 5 here has the B on it. Right. Well, it has offset transform on. If I do this, it does move about a bunch. So why were you not set? I wonder whether, so this all happens in one frame. I wonder whether add tile, by the time we get to here, Godot, I wonder whether Godot basically needs a frame before we get to the end, before we can like get a new global position, because it might be that at this point, because it hasn't updated yet, because we haven't had at the end of a frame, the global position here is the same as it was there. Which is not what we want. That is actually really annoying. How to solve this? Is there an equivalent of like wait for end of frame? There's a wait, which basically means I want to wait. No, I went to C# page again. What can you await? Tell me these things. GD script reference, there we are. Okay, so can you await to the end of a frame or not? Oh, wait. None of this is what I want. Okay, whatever. That is not useful. Back to searching. Godot. Wait for end of frame. Lurking. Six looks. You've upgraded from 4 to 6. Call deferred is not really what I want, unless, well, maybe it is. I thought that call deferred would be like wait until I can strongly relate. I will probably do that after my stream. Process frame. Yes, I want this. Yeah, I definitely feel like I've spent a lot today just being like it's too hot for my brain to work. This is not exactly what I like, something I love. Maybe it's something similar. What is called a third, please? The end of process and physics frames. Oh wait. I don't feel like this is necessarily the most useful thing. What if I just do a wait? Well, then, okay, that's not particularly pleased with me. I need to figure out how to await for call deferred. So this is a surprisingly large amount of game development you're getting a glimpse into here. There's a lot of googling things to be like, how does this work? Can I await a signal? Blah, that seems way too annoying and difficult, but the reply seems maybe useful. Nope. Okay. Much thinking, much thinking. No, this is super expensive, super useful, yeah, super relevant. Wait, end of frame. Somebody must have done this in a nicer way. You is not what I want. But maybe like get tree dot. What did they have here? Idle frame. Is there another thing that I can use here? Is there an idle thing? No. quick scan. Immediately before, well that's not what I want. If I wait until the next frame, then you have like a 1 frame delay where you can see everything is in its new position before it flickers back again. It's definitely not what I want. No. That's not useful. I'm sure this is much less interesting than the previous stream, my apologies. Alas, this is part of game development. Just being confused about things until suddenly you have a stroke of genius. What does that mean? Okay, never mind. No. What does this mean? So. Okay. What is notified deferred thread group, please? Not useful, I think. Yeah. Not you. Definitely not you. Just set your weight. Nope, those are waiting for timers. Nope. Nope. Also timers. Bit animations. Oi. Have I gone around again? No, not quite yet. We'll just show countdown, do you? I don't know. It's just about previous things. Yeah. Okay, well that's not actually very helpful at all. Oof, let me take my headphones off. Oh, yeah, ears are getting warm. Ooh, my ears. There we go. Okay, so. I reckon we might have to do something like this person, maybe. Is it wait for deferred frame? Yes, I think I'm gonna have to do something like this, where we wait until this happens. Okay. Don't love it, but I think it's okay. So let's, I guess, call our wait until end of frame. Oh, can't type. Let's make a new function here. And like I say, I don't want to wait until the next frame because then that will give it time to update its position, which is not what we want. We want things to look different visually only. Goodness. Apologies if you can hear the very loud people on motorbikes outside. So we appear to be having some kind of drag race on the main road. Okay, yes, so let's say under frame we will emit a new signal. I will actually declare the signal up here. And the new signal is going to be end of frame. Copy that. Emit. No. End of frame dot emit. That is the correct syntax. There we go. End of frame dot emit. We will grab get tree. Oops. Call deferred. On end of frame. Yes, so at the get tree needs to have brackets after it. There we go. So I think that should be string name. Really? Okay. How's that? Right. And here we will, instead of wait, that we will go away end of frame. Okay, so this is a bit convoluted, but wait till end of frame. So we're going to do a bunch of stuff here. We are not going to do that bit though. Whoops. With this, I'll put that down here actually for now. Whoa, not that bit. All of this actually. Move that down. Fix the indenting. I know it's complaining at me for now, but I think it should be okay. Let me just sort this out. Okay, so for tile in, I don't know. Sure. Okay, so let me just walk you through this, and myself through this for that matter. So we are removing all the tiles here, we add all the tiles here, and then we wait until the end of frame. We do this by calling wait until end of frame. And then we get the tree, we say, do I even need to do that? No, I'm going to do this. Okay, so we get the tree, which is just the scene tree. This is the scene tree. Stop. And we say at the end of the frame, we want to call on end of frame. It is very annoying, but it requires one of these. Is it really not possible to call this with a method? Really? Can I not? 1 second. I have to do it with a string? Grab focus dot hold. What does that mean? Is this being called deferred? Hold on. Oh, so I can do like. I can do this. Oh, that's nicer. Great. Okay, let's do that. That's nice syntax. Fair enough. So we're going to call this method deferred until the end of the frame. And then we wait for this signal, which is called by that method. So we set this to be called, and we start this bit waiting. Then separately, this will be called at the end of the frame. Then this signal will emit, which resumes here. And then we're going to go over the original tiles again, and then we're going to set the offset transform position. As before, when I was originally testing, it should just look like it's in a different place. It shouldn't actually be. It will have been reparented correctly though. To have a quick drink. Okay, let's go. Maybe it will cry at me. We shall see. Turn on my fan a little bit. Hopefully you can't hear that. Hopefully the noise reduction is working, and I haven't got it pointed at the microphone directly. It's just on me a little bit. Hopefully that's enough. So let's just add a couple of these. Sounds goof. Thanks. I appreciate your goof review. Well, it did something, but that is not what I was expecting it to do, I'm not gonna lie. Such is programming. Okay, so what happened there? So L was here, which would have moved it to there. Aha! I know what happened. Or at least I have a suspicion. I think these are the wrong way around. Which I wondered if they were when I wrote it, I'm not gonna lie. Let's do that again. I really love that. I really love that. Woo, with the fun letters. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Programming in it. It's just nothing. I mean, I say nothing ever goes right the first time. It went right the first time last time, which is unheard of. Okay, so let's try it this time. They shouldn't move. Great. Now they're moving. That's fine. So the first time I clicked, they didn't move. That's what I was expecting. You did do really good last time. Normally things never go right first time. So now I'm going to add the tweening back in, where we tween the tiles offset transform position to 0 from its current position over the course of 1 second. Let's see what happens now. For the sake of expediency, using my debug key to just add a bunch of things. Rotate. Oh, excellent! I like that. Don't super love that they all get close to the middle, but that is sort of what happens. We can figure out making it go like a rotate rather than just like a straight line. That's what's happening. If I take out all of these, so you can just look at, let's say, let's put like these three. You can see that each individual one will just like draw a straight line to where it's going to. So this one will draw a straight line that way. This one will draw a straight line to there. This one will draw a straight line to there. Yeah, rather than sort of like turning in a circle. Like there's no arc there. It's just a straight line. So that's why it looks as it does. But that's okay. We can change that if we want to, but not now. Now I just want to. I think I need to speed it up a little bit. It's very slow. It could get annoying. I don't know, 0.6 seconds maybe. And let's also set some easing values. So this is like, actually before I do this, I will show you this really fun and cool thing that I really like, and it is the tween cheat sheet guide. With this, it has opened in my other window. That's not helpful. I want it to be here, please. I love this. I love this thing. I love this thing so much. It is the most helpful ever. What is this? Go away. So, transitions and eases is an interactive guide. So what we have here is, in this case, this little thing is being tweened from position 1 to position 2. This is extremely cute and also very helpful. And extremely helpful for explaining visually. So this is tweening this sprite property its X position to 100 over the course of 1 second, and it is doing it in a linear fashion. There we go. So say I wanted to be more wiggly, or like it'll slow down, it'll start slower and speed up over time. Let's do that again. It's not very obvious. Let's make it even more intense. It's like a do instead of just like a. It looks like it's like on like a conveyor belt. But we can also do things like this, which looks the same for linear. Definitely doesn't look the same for something like this. So in is this, and out is. So it slows down right at the end. Oh, this is very maths, yes. All of this is very maths. Programming fundamentally is very maths. But let's go back to signs for a minute. And we've got in and out, which is like, it's a bit more like a, this is quite a natural one. It's like a, you start speeding up and then you slow down again. So let me do that again. It's a bit more gentle. Then we've also got this one, which is like, it's a bit weird. You start fast, you slow down in the middle, and then you end fast. Rather than this, where you start slow, you speed up in the middle, and you end slow. And you could do all sorts of other things, like this is just like even more intense, and this is a different curve. This one's a weirder curve. There's more curves like this, and then we've got this one, which is like a sort of backs up a bit before it goes. And if we just do one of these, it'll be like a goes a bit too far and comes back. This one is fun. Boing, boing, boing. And then you've got elastic, which is like boing, boing, boing. A different type of boing. This is more like a ball falling on the floor. This is more like it's on a bit of elastic. And this is a different sort of. I think this is like it would be falling on a spring. This is more like it's from some elastic, like it's falling from some elastic. If you imagine elastic being like that direction. So maybe we do it like this. There we go. There's a bit more of this. So that's bouncing on the floor. This is if it was hanging on elastic. This is like if it was on a spring and it just came to rest. And if we do it like this, it's more like it was in kind of happening in both directions. And it's got our nice little graph here of how it works. Whereas for me though, I think a nice little sine smoothing would be nice. Doesn't need to be anything major. So what we're going to do there is, if it essentially does this, I might as well just copy this because this can be the same. I don't normally need to do all of this. I know these well enough now, but for the sake of this, the demonstration, set down is not just called tween, it is called underscore rotate underscore tween. There we go. So how does this look now? Let's add some random stuff. Whee! And I rotate. Looks a bit more natural, I think. Yes. I would like it to curve though, and that's going to be kind of annoying to do. Because basically what is happening now is that tweens are quite nice in that it just sort of directly moves across. But that's not exactly what we're wanting. Oh, there's going to be real maths. You know what? I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to go and grab myself. I've got like this cooling towel thing that holds onto a lot of water. That basically keeps you colder by, especially when there's a fan on you. It sort of just, it's sort of like simulated artificial sweating where it takes the heat away from you by evaporating the moisture off of you. But mine has dried, so I'm going to go get a new and like refill it. I'll be back in a minute. Hello, I am back. That was fast. The kitchen is not very far away, fortunately. But also unfortunately, because that is just representative of how tiny our flat is. Yes. Okay. So, this is going to be proper maths. Because the tween property just does move things linearly. It just literally draws a line. But what we need to do is, instead of it just moving to the final value directly, we need to change how it does that. And I don't remember how to do it. I need to look at some things. So let me just move this out of the way. I need to remember how to do the thing. So please hold to see if I have a reference somewhere else. I may well not. Oh, actually, you'll like this, Abby, so let me just show you this. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Stab. Just for funsies. Look at this. It's like a little Hollow Knight themed thing. Like demo. Based on... Fresh that. Just done with tweens. It's all magical. It's just this all set up. And then they do a bunch of different tweenings. So they tween all of these things all at once with a bunch of different things. And it's just really cool. You can do all sorts of fun things with tweens. Anyway, let me put that away again. Okay, so I want to go to Godot and I want to look at... you know, I'm already in the docs. Let me go directly to the tween page. I'm glad you enjoyed as much as I had hoped. Is it going to be interval tween? I bet it is, even though I don't want it to be. It's going to be interpolate value. What is this? Not what I want. Apologies. Maybe it is what I want. Hold on. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Stop it. Behave. Custom transition using... that's not really what I want. Okay. No. It's gonna be method prima. Ooh, okay. I don't really want to do that, but fine. This is confusing. Making the object look from one point to another point. Look at dot point. What is it calling there? Okay, whatever. That's not really exactly what I want. I want it to rotate in an arc around something. Oh, this might be a bit hacky, but I have an idea. You know what, for now, I'm just gonna pause here, save when I'm done. Rotate tween animation, smiley face. Maybe we can change the arc thing afterwards, because there's other stuff we have to do first. I have an idea. I will just push those changes. I will also just make a note to myself of what I was thinking of doing. To get tiles moving in arcs around the center point. Consider setting to have the pivot at center. and then rotating around, maybe, question mark? I will think about that more another time, I think, because that is going to be complicated. Alright, anyway, so we are looking at now, we want to make sure that people can't, I'll just add a comment for future stuff. We want to make sure that people can't start dragging the tiles around mid-rotate, so let's go to... I think maybe it would just be easier to just put a big box over the top while we're doing this. That's probably the easiest thing, I reckon. I also don't want this to be touchable. Or at least we don't want that to be, that to do anything, because we'll still be in the rotate, so let's just, let's grab, let's go, like, let's start with this bit, return to, fine, I will open the grid, grid.gd, and we want to go to, do I not have this? Then what does it, where does it call that? Reset tiles button, what does it call? It goes to, let's go to the grid. Reset tiles, okay, well that's not a very intuitive name. I guess it kind of is, not really. That's okay. Reset tiles, okay. I think we want to say, let's add onto the grid rotator some sort of like, is rotating, and then we'll just effectively return this. Good. Get is rotating, get the value is rotating, and then I will just return. So it must be not null, and the rotate tween must be valid for this to be working. And is valid is yes. That makes sense to me. Good, just double checking the definition of is valid. So get is rotating, so I'm actually going to replace that up here. If get is rotating, you want to return, and then over here, does the grid already know about the grid rotating? It does not, so we're going to add a new export here. Grid rotator. Does our type grid have we typed this? We have not typed this. Let's fix that. We need to add a class up here. Class name grid rotator. And then this will complain at me because Godot doesn't know about it and doesn't know about the concept of grid rotator as a class yet. Now it does. So let's do this now. And then we'll go down to the bottom, reset tiles if grid rotator dot get is rotating, return. Okay, so now we should not be able to click the return to tiles button, or we can click it, but it shouldn't do anything. So let's add a bunch of tiles, and oh, that's because I forgot to assign the reference. So let's fix that. Grab grid. There's a car alarm outside. Apologies if you can hear that. Somebody's dealt with it very quickly, thankfully. Great, let's try that again. Great, and it didn't do anything. And now it does something when it's finished. Wonderful, that is exactly what I expected it to do. Okay, so that's part one. And then part two is that I genuinely think this is the best and easiest way to prevent any issues is just to have a big old invisible box that you can't click through that appears over the top of the grid. So I'm literally just going to do exactly that. Let's just put in, I guess we just put in an empty control. I think that should be fine. Let's make it fill the space so you can see that grid and control are the same, and then we say mouse which stops it completely. Right, I'm going to call it grid input blocker. There you go. You might even, I don't know if it will let us, but I might see if I can scale it up just to be a little bit bigger. Where would that be? Where have I lost the ability to look at things? There we are. Duh, it was right under my mouse. I cannot scale up. That's okay, because it's the container is controlling it, but it is what it is. I'm not too fussed about that. So let me just clear that. What I am also going to do is... there's ways around this if I need it. So I need to test whether we can start dragging things mid-rotate first. I mean, I'm going to do that first actually, but in order to make it easier for myself so I don't have to be so fast on it, I'm going to go back down here. I'm going to change it to like 3.6 seconds. So it's really slow, so I've got lots of time to break things. So let's do this and do that. Can I grab them? I actually can't, which is kind of surprising. Oh, that's because I created this and then I didn't do anything with it, but it's still there. So let's turn that off for a second. There we go. And can I drag this? Yes, I can. And it's very confusing. And it also slides all over the place over here. Weird. Not awful, because the offset position just tweens to 0 anyway, but that's not what we want. So we want to do this, and then I want to grab... let's add a... Let's have the rotator control the export blocker. The export blocker, the input blocker. Grid input blocker. Let's have control. Actually, I had things named like this before, so for consistency's sake, let's do that. And Mumby, both of us. What? What? 1 second. Of course she did, though. Of course she did. Came in late night and sniped it from us. 60? 60? Bruh. Bruh. Oh, I am tempted to take a break. Not yet, not yet. I will finish this bit. I will finish this bit, and then I may go back and revisit and see what I can do. So here, just before we create the tween, let's do this. Grid input blocker dot visible is true. We also want to make sure that when this rotator appears at all, so let's do, no, not that. This is an inbuilt function that is just called whenever the node is ready to do anything. So that's just like after everything's finished loading. So after everything's finished loading, we're going to make sure that the grid input blocker is not in the way of everything, because I might accidentally leave it on like I did just then into play mode, and then I'll be very confused as to why nothing is working. And then at the end, we're going to say rotate tween dot finished dot. We're going to connect something to the end of this. I might actually do it before we press play, just in case. Come on. Is it this? No. I don't remember the thing I'm trying to... What's the word? There's a keyboard shortcut that moves line up, but I couldn't remember what it was. Alright. I'm a good luck. Thank you. I will see what I can do, and I assume you're not going to have a go at beating her score, but feel free to lurk until you're completely asleep. But if you don't want to, that is also fine. I'm going to be haunted by that emote for the rest of time. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. I also don't know if I have brains for that, but we shall see. Maybe we'll have somebody join in the chat to make these suggestions, but maybe not. We'll see. Yes, have a good sleep. Hope you sleep despite the weather, and good luck in tomorrow's Palingrid. Maybe we'll be able to. Oh, hello. Max has been lurking as well. Sleep well. Right. Okay, so rotate tween dot finished dot connect, and we're going to tidy up after the fact. Let's say on rotate finished. That's pretty straightforward. Put it down here. On rotate, finished. Whoa. Music is chill but funky. What is playing currently? Again, I can't hear it because I don't have the right setup yet. I was thinking about buying a little Bluetooth dongle, which will cost a couple of quid to stick in the back of my PC so I can actually hear what you guys are hearing. Spring Valley. Oh, has the music changed? Hold on, let me go back. I want to see what it was. Oh, that's the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies. That's Abby's favourite, I think. Or maybe it was something else. I don't know. Anyway. That's back to what I was doing on rotate finished. I'm glad you enjoy though. I would like to hear the music as well. Yes, and I also could hear like the notifications and stuff come up. Maybe if I do that, I can figure out how to make the audio come through from my laptop. That would be nice. Not that I'm doing anything that needs audio, but can I? How? Do I have to be playing it through like Spotify or something though? Because I'm not playing it through Spotify currently. I'm playing it through like VLC media player that's just on the same machine. It's just going through desktop audio. You know, go to bed. Thank you. That's useful information. But yes, go to bed. And then and you can tell me another day. I'm not going to do it now anyway. Love you, bye. Sleep well. Okay, on rotate finished, and then we want to turn off the grid input blocker. I didn't have anything like this. Grid input blocker is visible. It was false. There we go. Okay. So I just need to grab the rotator, wherever it is. I think it's here, grid rotator, and then we're grabbing the input blocker, which is here. Grand. Okay. Try that again. Add a bunch of stuff, and then rotate. Now I can't do the dragging till it's done, in which case I immediately can. Hooray! That's what we like to see. Yes, I haven't signed up to the thingy there yet. Oh, well, that's weird. That shouldn't have looked like that. Mildly concerning. Oh, it's that for some reason, I think. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. That's not relevant now. That was a leaderboard glitch, but I will fix the leaderboard glitch another time. So, we have sorted out not interacting with that. We've sorted out not being able to reset tiles into the dock. We have, I think the last thing is probably to double check whether we can drag things onto the grid mid-rotate. We cannot. There's a little no icon on the no cursor. Great! That's, I think, all of the bugs fixed. Preventing interaction mid-rotation. Nice. A weird clattering outside the window. Don't love that. I'm on the third floor, so there should be no clattering. Okay. So far, so good. Right. Progress. Do I want to try and do the circle thing now? I don't think I do. I don't think it's worth the time and effort. Yeah. So, I think I might add a shuffle button instead. Let's just have those changes done. Now, I think shuffle icon, it makes sense to just have a shuffle icon as I want this one, thank you. And let's go back to the icons page that we were using before. I think it makes sense to just have a shuffle icon just like this. This is pretty ubiquitous. And we want it to be size 100-ish. And we want the lines to be about, well, thicker than that. I think that will probably look okay. So let's click download. Save it in here as shuffle. Sure, that works. Alright. Then we need to make a new thing. New button. Duplicate the existing one. So we'll rename it to shuffle button. Change the icon. Load a shuffle button. Oh, that is not what I wanted. I did not want it to be black. No. So we do have to change that. Just open Inkscape. Put you up here. Just temporarily. And come down here. Okay, fine. You don't want to expand. You want to drag to the sides? Whatever. Let's grab all of these bits. Change this to white. We also want it. Oh, it's already 12.5. Great. That's what I like to see. Then we're going to go to export. We're going to export it as a plain SVG. Click export. Although, now that I've said that, this is really close to the edges and all the other icons are. I think the easiest way to deal with this probably is to expand the page size and then shrink it down again. I reckon. Oops. Let's go to 120, 120. No, I think a nice 20 pixel border will be good for this one because it's quite a large icon within the space. Can I make it centered? No, apparently not, but that's okay. So grab all of these. Let's group them, and then let's move the group by 20 in that direction, 20 in this direction to be centered. Nice, okay. And then can we do a document properties, put it back to 100 again, but this time do a resize to content. No, resize to content will just crop it, the whole document to what is already in there. That's not what I want. I wonder if there's a scale. Doesn't look like there's a scale here. Thinking. Give me a second. Can I transform? It should be. Here it is. Scale. Scale proportionally, yes please. Not that. And what if we just make it like 60%? And then hold on, wait. Rewind. I need to go all the way back. There we go. Let's try this again. So let's group these guys up. I think I did not do things in a logical manner previously. I did it before like this, but I think this makes more sense. Can I just grab the root? There we go. Do this? No. Transform. Why is this being weird? Why is it like, yes, it is scaled? Can I get a... Not you, apply. Okay, not bad. Maybe 60 was too much. Maybe like a 75. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. And then let's take these all out of the group. Bloop. delete this. And then all of these, we want to reset the stroke width to, what was it, 12.5. Ooh, a bit too chunky perhaps. At least these are now too close. Let me ponder this. It is fat. I do not enjoy how close they are to each other. Maybe I just adjust these a little bit. We'll see. For context, do you mean like in case somebody saw this and thought you were calling me fat, or what? This match, for some reason this arrow feels different to me than this. That's funny as a concept, just that's very funny. So we've got a node there and a node there. That is not aligned and that bothers me. This is at x 62.584, random number, but okay. We've noticed 68.75. No, 24.913 even. That's about the same. And you're at 34.163, I guess. With this is maths 35,228. Oh, I'll just make it too close again. Yes, I agree. I agree with you. I think the gap needs to be bigger. I think maybe if I make this curve less intense, it would look better. Maybe. We shall see, I suppose. By the way, the sibling who's not yet going to bed, because we know full well that our other sibling is definitely in bed by now. If you have any friends or anything that you think might enjoy watching, please feel free to let them know, because it would be cool to have some more people in the chat, but obviously no pressure if you don't think that you have any aspiring game dev friends. Which is fine, not everybody wants to be a game developer, even though this is a pretty cool job to be able to save somebody. Ah, you turn off snapping, this is annoying me. I have more than 3 icons. I have quite a few icons actually. Of all of these icons. Even a random little circle. But yes, for that icon set, yes, I know what you mean. Oh, also of your friends. You've got loads of friends, and also you can post on. You can tell people about this that aren't actually your friends. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Just post about it, like, you know enough people on like Discord or whatever, right? That is bothering me that it's not symmetrical. I need to copy this one, I think. Duplicate. Can I reflect it in its own axis, please? Can I do that? Yes. Yeah, I mean, like I said, no pressure or anything. It just might be nice. Okay, so I'm going to actually just maybe delete that one. And that one. So what wrong? So you, what are you? You are this, okay? You are this. And we've got the 2 arrowheads. Okay. Then I want to. What did I do last time? I did like a. Which one are you? You're that one, okay? So let's duplicate you actually. for the sake of visibility, let's make you a different colour. Duplicate you again, actually, and make you an even more different colour. And move you like, I want to move you like, I don't know, 10 across-ish. Let's actually move you to 25, which means that you would be 12.5 across. And then maybe actually a little bit more than that. 30. And you, I guess -5. Yes, maths. So that's moving 12.5 across and then another 5. Yeah, okay. And then I grab, which one are you? Are you this? No, this. That one, yes, so 6, and then this I want to path cut. And then this is in 2 pieces. There's this one and there's this one. And then I want to chop this one using this. Cut. And then this bit that's in the middle, delete. That's okay, still pretty close together, so let me just go back and... My bad. Okay. Let's move these a little bit further apart again. So let's add like another 5. And... 5. There we go. And do the same thing. Chop. And... not you. You. And chop. Let's grab this bit in the middle. Delete. I think I preferred it before. Maybe we just move them like a tiny little bit out. So like a, I don't know, -2.5? Oops. This one, plus 2.5. All I mean is that, like, actually for reference, all I mean is that, like, you did previously streaming, and I'm sure you had more than 2 people viewing your stream each time. I might also post on, like, my ex-work Slack channel, see if anybody's interested in hanging out. Tell some more family members or something. I don't know. I feel like this is a very good way of actually, like, being in contact with me, which is a little bit embarrassing, but it's like, you know, it's easy when it's easy to talk to people when we're both sort of quote unquote in the same place, if virtually, but also sort of for real, if you know what I mean. There we go. That's a bit more separated. I like that a little bit more. That'll do. So let me just go here. Oh lol. Well, never mind. Export. Okay. Is that too small? Maybe it is actually, which is really annoying. You know what? It's fine. I just need to stop being a perfectionist about this sort of thing. I was getting you to close while you're talking about Inkscape. Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. I didn't expect you to do that so quickly. Appreciate you. Now go to bed. You need to sleep. Okay. Now, if I go back to the shuffle button, I need this. We'll actually just shuffle the dock, but for the purposes of our conversation, I need to disconnect this signal because we don't want to do that anymore. And let's go to the tile dock script. Is there a nice and easy way of doing this? So shuffle children, sure, that sounds weird, shuffling children, but you know what I mean. Sort custom, that's useful. So I have to remove them and add them again, that's annoying though. Gonna copy this because that's useful to know. Let me see. Okay. I think I have the logic in my head untangled. Shuffle tiles. So we want a new list of nodes. Yes, it's just literally all of the child nodes of this are tiles, and then I want a new variable called shuffled. Whoops. Can we get like a randomly sorted array? What is randomized here? Oh, it's just shuffle. Well, that's easy enough. Great. Let's do shuffled tile indexes equals, and then we just do this and we say, is there a nice way to do just getting a list of numbers from 1 to 9? Range, maybe? Not that, like range array. Can we not just, is there not just a thing where I can just like create that really nicely? I guess not, that's okay. Actually, let's not even do it with indexes because I can just do this. I just blew this up. Shuffle, okay. And then I don't need to do that either, and then I'm going to do for shuffled tile in tiles. Does this shuffle it in place? Yes, because it returns nothing, returns the void. So that means that it definitely shuffles this in like the place of itself. Shuffle tile in tiles. Shuffled tile dot index. Hold on. This, not this. Self dot index. Set. Hold on. I feel like I just did this on stream the other day. Move child. Okay, sure. Move child. And we're moving the shuffled tile to hold on. Okay, so we actually want to do it counting up from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So let me just do new tile index in tiles.size, so that we're going to count up from 0 to the size value here. I'm going to move the child from that's here. Thanks. To be at its new tile index. I appreciate you. If they could chuck me a follow, that would be super, super helpful, but like obviously no pressure. I would love to get to being able to monetize, even if a tiny, tiny amount. Otherwise all of your delightfully generous subscribing is locked away forever from me. I'll stop being so dramatic. Oh! Well, thanks. I didn't realise you meant in her Discord. Rather than just like to her directly. Thanks. Appreciated. So I think this should successfully shuffle. Guess we'll see. So I'm just going to connect this to tile dock panel. Is it this? What is this? No, I think it's not this. I think it is this. Click. Shuffle tiles. Okay. Connect. Save. We also will need to make sure that we can't do this. Well, I suppose it wouldn't really matter. Loop. There we go. We've got a shuffle button. Nice. Oh. Hello to Mum. She can come and watch if she wants. Although I imagine she's also going to bed. She wanted a shuffle button. She requested both the rotate and the shuffle button, so this is Mum's request. So look forward to that coming soon. But not very soon, because I have some other stuff I have to do first before I can merge this in. Good night. Sleep well. Yeah, I think that's okay to leave the shuffle there. Oh, I need to speed up the rotate again. I forgot. Just quickly before I forget, what is this? This is not what I wanted. I didn't add that. So we're gonna commit this change specifically to speeding up rotate tween. And then I know this is in the rotate button branch, but it's fine. I need to delete that, whatever the heck that is. Delete and delete. Shuffle button. Nice and easy. Hello. First time chat. Welcome. Is this Abby's friend by any chance? Because you have joined just as she has gone to bed. We have been making some fun things in my new word game, like a rotate grid button. No, you are not. Well, welcome then, because that's very coincidental, because you just posted somewhere to be like, this is a... I've just posted in this random Discord about this. Oh, I see. So this is just a completely new person. This is very exciting. Welcome. How's it going? Well, welcome. Chuck me a follow if you like, because I stream 3 times a week, and I am very small in terms of my dev following so far. But I've been making a word game for a couple of months now. My mum came up with the idea, which was fun. She actually came up with the idea when she was like 9 years old or something ridiculous like that. And she was sitting in A&E with my stepdad a couple of months ago, and sent me a picture of her writing this out on paper, and was like, do you like it? It is not in C#. I can program in C#. I've programmed in C# for 10 years, which makes me feel very old saying that. But no, I've written this in GD script because I wanted to just sort of chuck something together quickly, and I wanted to see if I could do it in GD script, and it turns out I can. This is yeah, completely GD script, except for there's sort of a sibling project that's in Python, but that's also very similar. But yes, the idea of the game is that you make words in literally any direction using your set of letters here. This is actually the how to play. I will probably explain it better than I will. Drag letters onto the grid to form words to score. Words can be formed in any direction. On C# as a language, not the .NET framework. I think it's fine. I don't really have any opinions about it beyond, like, I'm very familiar with it. I think it's useful for a lot of things. It's kind of like strikes a nice balance between high level and low level. I think I like it more than I like GD script, mostly because I don't really like how many strings are in GD script. I like I think it's just got a lot of things that are useful in it, and it's a decent structure. It can be a little bit bloated sometimes. I don't necessarily like all of the new pattern matching stuff. I think it makes it a little bit hard to read, but it also makes it faster to type, so, you know, win some, you lose some. Yeah, I think it's just very common in games in general, so that sort of lends itself to being useful. I think it's just sort of like one of those things where it sort of somebody chose that language at the right time in the right place, sort of thing. And it's just sort of stuck, I think, which is, I'm pretty sure, probably why Godot also is programmable in C#. But I think there are a lot of similar languages that could have worked similarly. I don't really like C++. I feel like having to keep track of pointers and all that jazz is, most of the time, too annoying. I've seen some rumblings around Aura. That's interesting. Resource management in what way? In the meantime, I'm just going to test a couple of bits here because I need to make sure that my shuffle button is fine. Rotate button. That's looking really good. I'm really pleased with that, actually. And return to the thing. Great. And that's also not broken. Fantastical. This is live, by the way. You can play it. Let me send a message to have the link in the chat because I feel like I should do this anyway. There we go. I will pin that so we have that for the future. There we go. So if you want to play, feel free. I have not done cross-device accounts yet, but I'm working on it in the background. I just need to ask the leaderboard software dev some questions first. Interesting. Are you adding some kind of like type of for better maps? Because that's something that I frequently ran into and got really frustrated at. That there wasn't sort of like a I frequently found myself having to put in a two-way dictionary for speed, and it drove me absolutely nuts. So if there could be one of those, I would love that. But I know it's a very specific request. That's interesting. Will it appear if I just search like Aura? Or like Aura language, maybe? I'm gonna just Google that quickly. No, I get a Wikipedia page about an extinct language that is part of 2P language family, last spoken by 2 individuals in I'm not going to try to pronounce that. No, I am going to try and pronounce that. Maranhão, Brazil. Named Ore and Ora. So it is the Ore language. So that is not what I was aiming for. Your GitHub, is your GitHub username the same as your Twitch username? Oh, yeah, go for it. I think you can. I don't know. I don't think I've blocked it. Fingers crossed I have not blocked it. If I have, apologies, and I will try and unblock it for you. Okay, what was I doing next on my to-do list? Oh, okay, well, it has starred you out. I assume that's to avoid spam. Not that it succeeds, because I've there have been a couple of spammers sending random links. If you send just your username, then I can get to it from there. So that sounds really interesting, actually. Do I have my to-do list? Because I'm sure there's something else that I needed to do. I had lined up for this stream, and I forgot what it was, because this was faster than I was expecting it to be. I do. Okay. Yes, I remember. I was going to add a little intro animation. Grand. Okay, thank you for that. I'm going to have a look. Let me just open that in a new tab, so I might go look at it later, because otherwise you'll just be staring at me reading silently, which does not sound enormously thrilling. I have found it. Hooray. Exciting. Is it just you working on the project? I see that it looks like it might just be you as a contributor. Plus Claude. Oh, written in Rust. The language du jour. Interesting. I will dig into that more later on. A debugging AI companion. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of somebody using AI just for debugging only. How does that work? I've personally, I don't use AI because I feel like if I did, I would immediately forget how to do my job. But I also know a lot of people who use it to just like generate random chunks of code in mid-game dev. Okay, that's cool. Yes, I wanted to make some sort of I think I need a new scene for this. I'm going to also make a new branch while I'm here. Let's push what I've got so far. Do so? There we go, thank you. Let's make a new branch. I'm going to call this word animation. That's a bit of a vague name, but it will do the job. Oh, that's really interesting. Writing regression tests is a pain in the butt. I could see that being super valuable, actually, yeah. Nice. Okay, so let me make a new scene. Add a new one, please. It's doing that thing where it just doesn't let me. New scene, fine, this will do. Do a control, then let's add. I guess let's just add a bunch of tiles and see what happens here. No, what's it as? Down to the existing thing, but let's also add. It is a bit Wordle-like, yeah. It's a daily game, so very, super similar, yeah. This is basically my mum messaged me like, can it be this, but like Wordle, except for she's been playing just like choosing any letters to go in the grid. So I might also make her a sort of free grid. She is the one at the top of the leaderboard. I cannot believe that she did that while I was on stream. So I start my streams usually by playing Palingrid and seeing if I can beat my mum's high score for the day. I would say about 20% of the time I succeed, but she hadn't played today when I started my stream, and I think she took that maybe as a challenge. Okay, let's do an HBox container and add a bunch of tiles to it, basically. So my idea is, I've got a couple of ideas. So at the beginning of the game, I thought it would be nice to have sort of like Palingrid come in as like part of the splash screen maybe. And then also, I kind of, so it's not visible here, but if I play the game. Okay, 1 second, give me a minute. I don't have to save the thing. Why did you make... Okay, whatever. Anyway. So these blobs here, I kind of want them to have names a bit like the New York Times spelling bee has them. But I couldn't think of a way to put them, so I thought maybe having sort of something coming in animated over the top of the bar or something. Haven't quite figured it out. But I feel like there's going to be a way here to sort of animate these letters in a cool fashion. I'm thinking maybe sort of like rotating around a bit like a slot machine style animation. So I am thinking about this. And we shall see what I come up with. I'm going to save this as, I don't know, let's call it, I don't know, word animation is pretty straightforward. And, I'm going to make myself a new script. I'm actually also going to delete these. And I'm going to use Godot's oh so helpful load as placeholder function, which I love so very much. Then I'm going to have to remember to clear this theme, because otherwise it's going to screw me over. I'm actually going to do it now. And I'll just sort of... No, I'm not going to do it now, because I'll need to experiment with using this scene only. I'm going to keep this as like a testing ground, I reckon. Then let's make a new script. We're going to call it... Word animation, I guess, is what we're calling it. And while I'm here, I'm going to make this a class, because this is something I don't like about GD script as well. Is that you have to specify the class names, otherwise you can't use any sort of autocomplete. It drives me slightly mad. I am also going to close this because I don't like using Godot's inbuilt thing editor, except for to debug, because it's pretty decent at debugging. Let me open up word grid in Rider. There we go. Extends, except I want it to be control. Let's add an export. We're going to call it letter placeholder. Type of node to begin with, because otherwise it will screw me over. No? Oh, it's not assigned the script. Oh, because I didn't right click there. I remember why. That's tile placeholder, I guess. So let me just change that. Tile placeholder. Reassign. There we go. Save. Now I can change this to be instance placeholder, which will be useful later. Okay. So I'm going to... How do I have a tool script somewhere? Because I don't remember how this works in GD script. Not one that's obvious. Here we are, that'll do. Oh, what? Set up with it. Tool is right at the top. Okay, that's easy enough. Cool. Tool, and then I'm also going to have a export tool button. And how does this work again? I have no recollection whatsoever of making that, but I guess I did. Alright. Text. Test. Done. Okay, so we are going to say that the animation will be function animate word, and let's see, word string, and then we're going to see in word just to check that this actually does work. Just to see. That's what I meant to do. Thank you for that, Ryder. Unhelpful. Interesting. Why is that doing that? Well, that worked. What? Test word? Maybe that's what it is. No, maybe it's conflicting with like this. No. What? Value of property test action is nil. But it's right there. What? This is what I can find. This is very confusing to me. Can I do it like I did out there? No, I cannot. This is very irritating. This works. I know this works. It's just a regular normal function, so what the heck? Hmm? I've thoroughly confused myself with that. To a search engine. Whoa, whoops. Export tool button not working. What is going on? I apparently have had this problem before. To the documented issue. Oh, it's hot reloading, so I just need to reload the CNOL project. Okay, well that's simple enough and also kind of annoying. Word animation, there we go. Fantastic. How are you liking the game? Do I pronounce your name Charzard? Charzard? I guess? The only person in the chat right now. If you're still around, which you may or may not be. Okay, so now if I do this, test. No, it just lost this bit, that's annoying. Frustrating. You're still here. Go to bed. You said you were going to bed ages ago. Not that I'm opposed to having viewers, to be clear. Thanks. Why can I not assign? There we go, thank you. Test. Okay, so that works as I was expecting. Oh, I see. That is fair. And very understandable. See in word, let's start a tween again. I'm just going to call it tween this time. I'm trying to make a fun little word animation for, you know, when you reach a goal or something like that. We shall see whether I succeed. So I don't actually want to do a tween that. I want to do tile placeholder dot create instance. Let's just keep track of the letters here. Var letters equals an array. Letters dot append new letter. And then for letter in letters, because you're going to be a drop slot, a drop tile even. go. That is dot. Offset. That's all enabled. And then I think we shall move them all the way up. Set transform position equals minus letter dot hold on, wait. Zero in the x direction. I just want to move it up. Dot size dot y. So I just want to move it up to its own height, and then I'm going to do tween dot tween property. Do I want to do that? I'm going to actually iterate over the indexes. I'm just on like a super speed mode apparently today. My letters aside, then we're going to grab the letter, and then we want to do tween dot tween property. Oh, I need to set the tween to be parallel. That's important. Cool. Tween property. We want to tween the property of the letter. We want to do. I just had this this thing. But then I want to set a delay of, let's say, 0.1 times the thing. And it's a good measure. Let's make this a bit more fun. Let's make this like a set parallel, not set parallel, set transition. Let's do what is it? Tween dot transition. I don't know, elastic. Why not? That sounds fun. And tween dot set these out. Tween dot out. These out. There we go. Let's see what happens when we do this. Does it work? No. Okay. Oh, so I need to do this. I also need to add a child, new letter. No, I don't, because it's creating the instance. Maybe if I play this single scene, one current scene. Yeah. That did not work. Why not? Good question. Let's move this to, I think I need to move the box container to be anchored in the center. So I can at least see something. And if I just do that, maybe it'll give me a useful error message if I do this. Not that. Testing the currency. Test. I cannot test this apparently. So I guess what I will probably just do is just test it on ready. No, I'm sure there is a way to do it, but I've forgotten what it is. Set letter. That's pretty straightforward. Not this. This button. I'm too on autopilot. There we go. Quite like that. And then I guess we would tween dot chain tween dot tween dot tween interval, and then I'm going to wait for like 2 seconds and chain that to all the previous ones, and then I guess this, because then I will need to chain through the rest of these to be parallel. This will get a bit confusing, hold on. Okay, yeah, and then the rest of these can run in parallel, I guess. It's not exactly what I want to do, but it's fine. Let's make this a little bit faster. Let's make this like a 1.5. And not one like a 0.5 there. Don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. Yeah, let's go this way, see what it looks like. Invalid function. So how are you meant to use this then? Contextual help. Okay, so it's pretty similar. I just have to do it like the other way around. Interesting. Let's do that again. And I waited for a couple of seconds. And then, so at that point, I think I want it to not ease out. To sort of, I want it to sort of bounce. And ease in, I guess. Let's do that again. No, that button. Not bounce. Okay, back maybe. Bounce was definitely not the right call. Well, this was far too slow for what I was hoping for, so let me just make that way shorter. So if I do this, does that screw things up? Let's find out. No, I like that. Okay. So then I wanted it to sort of pop in from nowhere, so let's I guess contents. See how that looks. Okay, so I think I need actually the offset to be a little bit longer than that. Wiggly indeed. Boop. There we go, get tile offset, and then let's do same here. So I actually don't want it to just be this, get offset of thing. You know what? I will call it call a variable thing if I want to. No, I should call it tile. I should be well behaved and call things by useful names. Okay, and then I actually want to make that a bit more. Let's try that again. No, wrong button. This. Okay, I like that. Now what I want to do is sort of make them spin a bit. But maybe that's not very Palingrid-esque because it's not really a slot machine. Considering. Anyway, the idea of this is that we can then put, if I grab the goal progress bar, I'm going to add you know what, I also should clean this up afterwards, I reckon. Or maybe not, hold on. Type scene, and then right at the bottom, do a, I'm not going to do that. On goal reached. Goal index, so integer. We are going to do animation. Make one, and then we're going to add it to, I don't know. And then so I'm going to call it blank word, yes, with and then do first hit time, and also want to do t dot no, on goal reached. Find? Return the index. Okay, yeah, of t, sure. Alright, let's see what happens here. I go to the goal progress bar, where is it? Yeah, it's got its own scene. Looks pretty ugly, but that's okay. To reset the scene, because I don't need that anymore. And animation. No, you know what, I do need to add a different thing. 1 second. A centered thing to attach the Word animations 2. Also, I should make this all centered as well. This one we want to grow. We want to grow there, it's fine. Just go with center. Yeah. Okay. Great. Contain export that. How long am I thinking of streaming? Probably only about 10 more minutes, I think. Is the hydrate command meant to do something that isn't just commanding me to hydrate? If it is, I can add something maybe. I haven't figured out how Twitch commands work. Even. But maybe I will figure it out. Just for this. Go name animator container. Now instead of adding it here, I will add it to vehicle name animator container. And to make sure that I assign the thing. There. Yeah. Great. Now what is going to break when I do this? So what score do I have to get to? 13. Bones. 12. Oh, ready, good. That's funny. Oh, because of the I understand what I've done. It's not here, it's here, and I want to remove this. I'm not testing that anymore. Oh, I might as well just get rid of this stuff as well, because it didn't work anyway. And let's also, while we're here, letters. Clean up after myself. Connect. Let's call it. Nice and easy. It should be other one, so let's do that. You know what? It's fine. I'll actually just do this. Tidy it up a little bit. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, I see. That's fun. Yes, sorry, I only just looked at your message now. That's interesting. I like that. Good. I don't have an R there anymore. I can put it here instead. Not that I can put an O there actually now though. Meh, that's annoying. Let's actually change, I guess, snail to be up here just to get a decent dish score. Math. Sugar sounds. I mean, I don't have any sound currently because I haven't figured out how to get. I need to get a Bluetooth dongle to stick in my streaming PC, and then I will have the ability to hear sounds. So. Soon though. Max already gave me the thumbs up. Which is nice of them because I've also been spending quite a lot of money on various things. I'm getting a graphics card for cheap off of eBay. Solid. Okay. Like that. I think it'll be smaller though, I will say. But I am pretty pleased with that as a thing. Nice. Okay. For now, this is good progress. I think this is a good stopping point before I get too invested in doing anything else. Let's save all of that. Goal point reached. Hit and push. Yeah. Okay, right. Yes, I'm wrapping up now before I find anything else to do. I don't know what we're doing next stream. I will have to figure it out. I suppose it depends on whether I've made progress on the accounts pop-up or not, because that's sort of blocking me a little bit. If I have finished the accounts pop-up, then maybe we will start looking at some achievements. If not, that's future me's problem. Oh, I did not update the what am I working on. That's okay. I will do that next time. Well, thank you for joining. I hope you managed to get to sleep soon. And thank you to other people who joined as well. Hopefully, sometimes some people will join and to give me some follows. That would be nice. Thanks for joining. Very much appreciated. I appreciate the company. Alright. Have a good night. If you're watching the VOD, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, etc. Or follow if you're watching the VOD on Twitch, I suppose. I will do my best to rest well. I did not last night, so we can but hope for tonight. Alright, I will see you in the next stream. Bye!